guys, welcome back to the country. Today we're here in our greenhouse where we're going to go through all that we planted and the procedure we did to get it all set up. So let's get started. Okay, so to get started, we kind of turned over all the soil in all of these boxes and pots and just cultivated it completely and stirred it all up to get all of the nutrients back up that it sank deeper into the soil, and that way we kind of prepared it for planting. So after cultivating it and getting it all turned over, we started to plant our pots, which are right here, and all of these hanging pots or baskets are cucumbers. So we got 3 there, and then we've got another 6 of them over here. So we're set up pretty good with the cucumbers, and as they mature on these on this wall, they're gonna start to sprout and grow. And then once they've matured a little bit, we'll hang them up on the hooks up here. So they'll be all along the ceiling. And then down here, we have some spinach, and then it goes into some lettuce further on. And this was basically our kind of winter crop. So usually our main production is in the summer, of course. But usually we like to, if we can, carry some of these plants through to the winter so that we can still have salads and enjoy some produce. And what we found is that the spinach works really well in the winter, and as long as you have a heated greenhouse, it's a pretty hardy species to keep. The lettuce is alright as well, but sometimes it can have some difficulties with watering, and it prefers kind of the more summery conditions with the warmth. So I would prefer spinach if you're doing a winter crop. And then on this back row, we used to have our tomatoes, but this year I think we're doing peppers here. And all along this back row and kind of the first part of this row, we have some kale growing. So that's going to be a pretty big crop. If you've ever grown kale, you know it gets to be very large. So we're going to have plenty of that, and then from here onward down, we have some romaine lettuce. So we're definitely going to have quite a bit in the salads and all of our greens. So we're pretty pleased with that, and we definitely utilize a lot of that for most of our crops. And then over here, as I said, we got some peppers we're going to grow this year. A couple along here. And then here, as we go onto the corner, we have tomatoes. Under each of these cages, they're going to come up, so we've seeded them all. And we planted them in the midst of the spinach and the lettuce because they're going to start and spring up, and then we'll clear out some space for them, and they'll just kind of grow in the midst of it. And then it goes on all through here to the end of this row. Then over here by the door, we have our 2 herb barrels. So this is going to be some basil, and we were hoping that the seeds from last year would spring up, but just to make sure, we put in some of our own just to make sure it'll all spring up and come on, because sometimes second generation seeds can be a little unreliable. And then in here we have several different herbs, but I think we got some cilantro and parsley mostly. So that's going to be a pretty nice pot, and we use quite a few herbs, but again, 2 pots usually does it for us. We don't need that much, and they'll produce quite a bit. So that's our herbs, and then over here we got 2 hanging baskets with strawberry plants in it, which was kind of an experiment we started last year. And basically it's just going to see how well these do in hanging baskets as opposed to outside. So we're kind of seeing how that's worked. Over here, we'll water our pots. It's funny, these back ones are wet, these front ones are dry, and that's because this table isn't level, so all the water that's left in the base of this container rolls back there, and the capillary action pulls up the water and allows these plants to stay moist. But as long as we keep these ones well watered, they should be fine. Some farmers just pour the water right into the container and allow the pots to suck it up. But anyway, get this back area watered up good. Also gotta be careful you don't overwater these things or wash out the seeds. If you water them too hard, you can just wash them right away. That's no good. Get these peppers good water. Everybody needs water. All these pipes, if you're wondering, is an irrigation system we've been working on. And once we get our water sorted out, we'll probably hook it all up again and use it. But what we did was we kind of ran all these pipes up to the water source. So it's kind of an interesting network. The pipes run all the way across, and we've drilled holes in them at certain points. So when the water flows through them, it will spray out onto the plants wherever they're marked. So it's working pretty good once we get everything sorted out. Under here, we can clean this off. So this is our water circuit. We got all these valves and pumps, and we can even put the irrigation on a timer. So it's a pretty good system, but sometimes just using the old hose works pretty good. It's also good because it gets you out of the house and in here, and you get to monitor the plants, see how they're growing. It's good. Sometimes it gets so hot here in the summer, we have to run the fan way up there. Right next to it is the heater for the winter, which we use a lot now. But it's a pretty good system here. We can grow a ton of food. We're ready for anything. So that's pretty much it for our initial crop of greens and tomatoes and peppers. So I'm going to keep you posted on all of our new updates, whether it be planting new things or seeing how these ones progress as they sprout up. So if you like this video, you can subscribe or comment, and we will see you on the next one.